In this video, we will delve into the 10 warning signs of low testosterone. Have you experienced a decrease in your libido? Or are you feeling abnormally sluggish or weaker throughout your workouts? These can be obvious signs that your testosterone levels have dropped significantly. Men frequently experience low testosterone, and although it may seem typical, it can have serious negative impacts on several elements of your life. Therefore, it's critical to recognize a potential low testosterone diagnosis as soon as possible. Now, without further ado, let's proceed. Number 1. Trouble falling asleep. Men who don't get 7 to 9 hours of sleep every night are more likely to have low testosterone levels, according to research. Since sleep is when testosterone levels naturally grow, getting too little sleep can result in a substantial decrease in the amount of testosterone produced. Furthermore, insufficient testosterone can lead to a rise in cortisol, the main hormone associated with stress, which can interfere with your sleep patterns. Number 2. A decrease in muscular mass. Muscular wasting, a disorder marked by low testosterone, frequently results in muscular loss. Because it binds to androgen receptors in muscle cells, testosterone is essential for the development and maintenance of muscle. Muscle loss may occur from the degradation of muscle fibers in the absence of enough testosterone. To stop muscular atrophy, think about mixing weight training and aerobic exercise into your daily routine. Number 3. Chronic fatigue. Low testosterone may be indicated by persistent tiredness. If you've been feeling exhausted all the time, there may be a problem with your testosterone levels. When combined with other symptoms like weight gain and muscle loss, fatigue may indicate a severe drop in testosterone levels. Number 4. Mood swings. Your mood is significantly impacted by testosterone. In general, hormones affect how we feel, and insufficient testosterone can cause abnormal mood swings. Low testosterone can cause mood swings, including changes in feeling between happy and rage, which can impact your general behavior and emotional health. Number 5. A rise in body fat. Insulin resistance brought on by low testosterone may encourage the easier transformation of carbohydrates into fat. A vicious cycle may be created by excess fat, particularly around the belly, which further hinders the production of testosterone. Changes in diet and exercise can help avoid this. Number 6. Hair loss. For males, hair loss is a common sign of age, particularly on the scalp. Since hormone imbalances can cause hair thinning and loss, there is a link between testosterone and hair loss. Increasing testosterone can affect the general health of your hair, but it won't miraculously stop balding. Number 7. Erectile dysfunction. There is a link between low testosterone and erectile dysfunction, ED, and testosterone plays a part in erectile function. It's important to remember, though, that low testosterone may coexist with ED and does not always cause it. Low testosterone levels may also be seen in 1 in 3 males with ED. Number 8. Decreased volume of semen. During ejaculation, low testosterone levels may cause a reduction in semen volume. Low testosterone levels can lead to decreased semen output since this hormone is essential for the seminal vesicles and prostate to operate properly. Number 9. Low sperm count. Reduced sperm count brought on by low testosterone levels may affect fertility. Although it doesn't ensure infertility, it can make reproduction less likely to be successful. Number 10. Poor memory. Low testosterone levels may affect memory and other aspects of cognitive function, according to some research. Men who have low testosterone levels may have trouble focusing and remembering things. It is advised to continue exercising to address low testosterone levels and enhance general health. Exercise routines like deadlifts, rows, and squats can help naturally raise testosterone levels. Changing one's diet to include more fruits, vegetables, nuts, berries, and oats while consuming less sugar and fat can also have a favorable effect on mood, libido, and overall health. In conclusion, sustaining your health and quality of life depends on being aware of the warning signs of low testosterone. If you're having these symptoms, you should think about getting help from a medical expert for an accurate diagnosis and possible course of therapy. And that's it for today. Please feel free to ask any questions you may have on this topic. Thanks for watching. Remember to hit the like button and share this video with your friends if you liked it. For more videos like this, make sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Click the video to watch the next one. See you there.